Hey folks, this is Justin from the Leonidas Knives and Gear channel, and welcome to the full testing and review video for the Halfbreed Blades CRA-01. That stands for Compact Rescue Axe Model 1. And I have it right here in this outstanding presentation box by the folks over at Halfbreed Blades, and they always do a fantastic job with boxes that contain their tools. We're going to take a look at the side here. Has CRA-01, and this axe is in the olive drab color. They also make them in desert tan and black as well. Going to take a look at some of the paperwork you would have with this axe. A business card for the folks over at Halfbreed Blades, product information card for the axe, and also the certificate of authenticity with the warranty information on the back. And they do have an outstanding warranty for all of their tools. So we'll go ahead and get the axe and the sheath out, and you can already tell this is a pretty fantastic setup here and just a really good looking setup. It also comes with a tech lock here that you can swap out for the attached molly lock system, but I find the molly locks have been working really well for me now. I've been using this on one of my tactical rigs, and it just kind of gives it a nice snug and flush fit finish, so I've been totally fine with that. You can also reverse your setup options, which is your setup attachment options, which is really fantastic. To be honest, this is one of the first tools, if not the first tool that I've ever owned where you've been able to do that. Most folks out there really don't go that far with their sheath systems, and this one is based out of a Kydex, so it's nicely form fitted. It does have a nice button snap retention strap on there. I'll go ahead and pop that. We'll take a look at the axe, and it rotates that blade first and kind of has a nice little pop and click, and you can certainly hear it go back in the sheath as well, and has a nice snap back with the retention strap. And I'll go ahead and show with the safety retention strap, it does really work. So if you were to to have an accident, fall, or someone wanted to get this axe out of its sheath without your permission, so give that a nice tug, and that's not going anywhere. Sure, there's a little bit of blade sticking out, but hey, won't cause any serious damage. Just very well designed and engineered, and just it's a fantastic fit and attaches to my gear very well. Also, we'll go ahead and moving on to the axe itself. So again, compact is your key word. Now, we'll go and say there's some weight to this. It's close to about 3 pounds, so it's pretty hefty. There's some weight and there's some heft to it, even though you don't have a lot of length. It's just got a lot to it, mainly because of how thick that steel. It's a D2 steel, like all the Halfbreed Blades tools out there, or most of them. Got some nice, unbelievably thick G10 slabs. Now, the actual thickness of the entire piece of steel, full tang piece, it's over 1/4 inch thick. I believe it's 0.3, which is unreal. That is beefy. It's probably one of the beefiest tools I've got in my collection right now, and got a nice beefy hammer on the end. Really like how that looks. But overall length, it's around 10 inches long, so not even quite a foot. And when I put it in my hand, I can do a two-handed grip, but you see I'm barely able to do that. So nice, again, nice and compact. The total length of the top of the tomahawk head is around 4.5 inches. The plain cutting edge, it's around 3 inches. The hammer back here, which I really like hammers on axes and tomahawks, not for everyone, but this one, I think it's around 3/4 of an inch. So it's not a massive amount of hammer space, but it's enough to be called a hammer, that's for sure. And they do have a spike version of this one as well. Another interesting feature is the lanyard hole up top. It's pretty neat. Could drop a lanyard coming down, or maybe, a lanyard piece of paracord from the top hole to all the way at the pommel. Something to keep in mind. But yeah, just an absolute very thick end. That's just what I'm trying to help y'all folks understand. It's just a hunk of steel, and the slabs are just as massive. They've got to be close to the 0.3, maybe they sort of shallow out in the center, maybe about 1/4 inch right there. But overall, I mean, it's just a very beefy. You get a very firm purchased. Got some nice jimping on there. Got a bit of a choil on here on the beard, and got some nice slopes there. The top is nicely sloped, so you could you know, push with this axe, and with that beard you can grab and you can pull with it as well. I really like the hardware. Seems very well done, robust, beefy. I think it looks like Torque's head hardware as well. But yeah, really liking this hammer version. Just to show you how truly compact this rescue axe is, I have it attached to the back of my plate carrier, so someone else could, you know, retrieve it for me if we needed it for some sort of situation. And it is on the back here where even the handle does not extend really any further down, so it's not going to get in my way or impede me really at any point. And so if space is an issue and maybe weight is not, this would be a perfect small tactical axe to attach to a chest rig or a plate carrier, because again, I mean, you can see that it's not really going to impede me. Of course, you know, sitting in a vehicle or something like that might be an issue, but again, you know, that can just be taken off pretty quick. So for my final closing thoughts for the full review of this compact rescue axe, I just want to go ahead and again mention about the sheath system that it's really fantastic. This is one of the best production type sheath systems for an axe or a tomahawk that I've ever used or owned to date. Just the amount of mounting options, just overall, just the build, it's just a very tight fit. It's attractive, it looks great. Just overall very well done, and pretty much when it comes to Halfbreed blades, I rarely have any complaints with their sheath systems. If I ever do, it's something very minor that could probably be tweaked at a later date. But in my opinion, of all the production company knives and tools I use out there, they usually have some of the best sheath systems. And the tool itself, again, this is the hammer type, so they have a spike version. It's not for everyone. I happen to really like the hammer type axes and tomahawks, but I mentioned this this tool is not cheap. It's expensive. It's uses premium materials, very well made, like all the stuff from the folks over at Halfbreed Blades. So always bear that in mind. I don't like to necessarily talk prices in my videos because prices change, but I will tell you this is not a cheap tool. If you want a cheaper tool for more budget friendly, cold steel axes and tomahawks, for example. But for who they're marketing this towards, Halfbreed Blades, they're marketing this towards law enforcement, military, tactical type use. And I will say, after everything that I did with this little axe here, that is what it's going to be for. Pretty much all of the bushcraft activities I did, it did pass, but I wouldn't say that that I felt great when I was done. I felt like while I was doing a lot of these chopping activities that I was putting in a lot of energy and I wasn't getting the amount of results that I would want from, say, something with like a 3-inch long cutting edge on an axe or a tomahawk. And the reason being, there's a lot of weight to this. Overall, it's a very thick tool, and the way it's balanced out, it feels to me like when you're chopping, there's a lot of weight in your hand. And so when you're chopping, putting a lot of force, it almost feels like it's kind of weighing you down when you compare it to other tomahawks, say like something that's like an 18-inch long with a wooden handle and a metal head, and more of that inertia and energy is kind of driving forward into what you're chopping. And when it comes to this little axe, I don't feel like you're quite getting that. So I felt like I was expending a lot of energy doing activities that say wouldn't take as much energy with a different more specific bushcraft tool. So again, they don't market this towards the bushcraft community, but I thought I would try that out. And yeah, and there's a reason why it's not marketed to bushcraft. Sure, you can do those activities, the chopping. One activity it did really well was the slicing and the skinning, because of you can get a really nice tight and a hand grip up towards the head on the axe, and you just get really good push cuts on it like that, for example. Now that excelled very well. Just a very nice style blade for that. But as for chopping, I felt like I was sending out a lot of energy. Now on the tactical side, since this thing is pretty heavy, as a small fighting tool, sure, absolutely. I mean, it's got a nice cutting edge, got a lot of weight to it. If you were to even grab it in the middle, I mean, you could hammer with the pommel, You know, you can hammer, obviously cut and hammer with the blade and the hammer itself, but this thing as just a fighting tool, it's pretty good. I mean, and then tactical as for, you know, say breaching, you know, trying to go through a door or a window, it would work really well with that, especially if you weren't having to do a lot of striking. If you were going to do a few really hard strikes to get through something and you weren't having to, you know, exert a lot of energy. So yeah, absolutely tactical, police, military, that sort of thing. It does have its applications in the civilian world, but again, when it, me personally, I would probably not take this out camping. It's a lot of weight to bring in and to bring out for what you're going to be, the extra energy you're going to have to expend to use this. But overall, I mean, it's an attractive looking axe, especially people who like to collect high-end tactical items just for fun. I mean, this one probably really needs to go in your collection. This is a pretty awesome tool, and it is highly functional. It's just, you know, it is for who they market it towards. I mean, it makes sense, but it's a cool design. I really like that OD green. It's comfortable. I'll give you that. It's a very comfortable tool. You can get a two-hand grip. It doesn't make much sense. It's just more of a one-handed striking type tool, but you know, there you have it, folks. So again, maybe not for everybody, but there's definitely a class of folks out there who could probably get a lot of use out this, or just, you know, have a lot of fun carrying it and even collecting it. So folks, if you enjoyed the video, hey, give me a thumbs up, please. Also, hey, drop me a comment. I always love to get feedback from subscribers and new people. I've seen that YouTube's telling me I don't get a lot of feedback from my subscribers, so anything on that would be you know, great as well. And also, hey, if you're new and you want to see more you know, fresh content in the future, hey, please subscribe as well. So thanks for your time.